Welcome back to Fill the Gap. Kia ora, Courtney.
Kia ora.
Right, we're here to have a talk through the inquiry process. So, an inquiry process, in short, is when you have decided that your beautiful taonga is ready for an early learning setting, and you go onto a website and you click on the inquire now and you send an email saying, hey, I would love to come and visit. So, once that's received from the centre leader, what happens in that process there, Courtney?
So we would try and get in touch with you over the phone first, because it's always great to have that conversation over a phone. If not, we will follow up with an email, and we would suggest some visiting days and times. We would potentially pick a time that was suitable for the age of your child, around sleep times that your child might have, and also fit it in around our kai time, so that your child is actually coming in for a visit at the right time when it's busy. And like busy environment, kids are into activities and things like that.
So we actually want to really get you in the busy times.
Yep.
We want you as a whānau to see how our amazing teachers are being intentional in terms of their teaching and working with kids, and kids having a blast and being messy and getting wet and things like that. So so let's say we've had the phone call, we've organised what day you're coming in, you arrive. Who leads the visit, and what can you expect to see on the visit?
So usually the centre leader would be there, potentially to meet you for the visit. Otherwise, a teacher may have been asked to support you with that. We like to give you a tour of the entire centre, even if your child's, in under twos, we will still take you through the centre so that you can see the rest of the centre as your child grows with us. So yeah, would introduce you to teachers as we walk around. We'll explain to you about how a day looks in that particular room, introduce you to the chef if the chef's available, and potentially talk through the menu and go from there.
We just try to address any question, and no question is a silly question. No. We want you to ask. This is your most precious belonging, if anything, in your beautiful children. We need you to walk out feeling like, oh, okay, I kind of get that. One thing we really pride ourselves on our visits is when we often hear people say, I just love the vibe or the feel. What is that?
That to me is the feel of the love and family-like feel within the centre. A lot of our teachers have been working together a long time, or we welcome new teachers in, pretty quickly, and I think they just get to know an understanding of the culture that we have there. We have an amazing culture, and we're lucky to have some good whānau.
And we want to put ourselves on the spot a wee bit. You should feel and see teachers approach you. Unless they're heavily engaged in something with children, they probably will acknowledge you, but you should feel like you're not a hindrance in the room. I think that's really important to understand. You should also feel comfortable walking up and asking, well, what's going on? Oh wow, they're playing with gloop, or they've got this sprinkler set up and they're running through it in those spaces, or they're looking at the life cycle of a tadpole or something like that. You should be comfortable walking up and actually asking. And I also want you to understand that if in that space that it doesn't feel right to you, then it potentially isn't the centre for you, right?
I think it's really important too, if it doesn't feel like it's not right for you, let us know what it is that's not right.
Yes.
Because for us it's really important to reflect on those moments and see how we could potentially, is there something we're not offering that potentially another centre's offering, or is a particular situation that happened that morning that you didn't make you feel comfortable, or that you wanted to question more about. So please talk to us about that, because we want to provide a really good service to whānau.
Yes.
And it's just important for us so that we can grow and learn.
I also think it's important, if you as a parent are struggling with the fact that maybe, especially your firstborn, and you've now got to come into this position of putting them into an early learning space of care while you go back to your mahi or whatever it is, you've got to let us know if you're feeling really anxious about it. If you are feeling anxious about it and you don't communicate with us, we can't help.
I think as well your child will be feeling anxious too if you're feeling anxious about returning to work and leaving your child at a early learning centre. And remember, we want to help. We are here to help you. We're here to listen, and there is no judgment.
And the number of visits?
So that depends per centre. They can be quite different depending on the child's age, depending on time frame for you returning to work. Potentially you've just moved to the area and you need to start ASAP. We're open to accommodating what you need. And at a minimum, I would say about 3 visits prior.
But we don't have a maximum. Like,
no,
we want to make whānau feel like you're not a hindrance. We want you to understand that if you are feeling anxious, I think for you as a parent as well to come in 4 or 5 times and just sit in that space at a busy time and just see how the room rolls. It's really important for us that you understand that is okay. And it gives you a chance to not only get to know the teaching teams, but it gives our teaching teams the chance to know you and what you are after. I think that's just a really critical point.
It's really important to build that relationship with the teacher or teachers in the room. That will help you feel more comfortable about leaving your child.
Okay, well that's about us in terms of the inquiries and visiting space. That's Fill the Gap.
Cool. My lips are so dry.
I just realised